Welcome to the first video in this series of videos that are designed to help you to win more business. This video contains 4 tips that will make you more successful at the initial point of contact with your customer. Your chance of winning the business starts the first time there is contact between you and the potential customer. This first contact is often done by phone, yet 95% of tradespeople do not make the most of this opportunity. So how do you go about making the most of this opportunity? If the potential buyer telephones you, you'll either answer the phone to them or their call will go to voicemail. So let's deal with voicemail first. Tip number 1. Industry research shows conclusively that if you don't have a clear and personalized voicemail message, people are 60% less likely to leave a message. There are a number of reasons for this. The first reason is that people aren't sure that they've got through to the correct person, so they won't leave their details. The second reason is that this will reassure the caller that you use and regularly check the voicemail facility. So make sure you have a clear and simple voicemail greeting set up. If you don't have a voicemail message, you will lose potential customers. Tip 2. Do your best to call back on the day that you receive the voicemail. Too many people leave this too long, which sets a bad tone before you've even met the customer. So phone them back on the day they have phoned you. If necessary, leave a voicemail and make sure that they know that it was you who phoned them. What if you are able to answer? When the phone rings and you don't recognize the number, assume that it is a new potential customer. Tip 3. Take a moment to think about the call and then answer the call, ensuring that you identify yourself in your greeting. The reason this is necessary is obvious but important. You want your potential customer to know at the outset of the call that they are speaking to you. If the customer has phoned you, they will then tell you why they're calling. Remember that this is probably the first time they've called an installer, and while this conversation is obvious to you, it is not obvious to them. On the phone, listening is even more important than when face-to-face, so ensure that you listen. Any information you gather now will be very valuable when you meet them face-to-face. People who do this very well will make short notes when the call has finished. Finish the call by agreeing to meet and always ask them for their telephone number, especially if their number hasn't appeared in your mobile phone. Tip 4. When they've agreed to a time and a date, take the opportunity to tell them how long the meeting will last. This can ensure that your face-to-face meeting is as productive as it can be and should ensure that you have the time you need to put forward your recommendations. Remember that most people do not make the most of this opportunity to create a professional first impression. These 4 tips will have a huge impact on the impression you create, setting you up for a more successful face-to-face meeting.